Did you know that 85% of the world's population is going to feel low back pain at some point in their life? So we're talking about down in here, right above your hip bones, up to a couple vertebrae. Mostly it's felt in a muscle called the quadratus laborum, and it runs from these vertebrae down onto the hips here. So this is where you're going to feel the pain. But what's actually causing the pain is on the other side. On the other side here, there's a muscle called your psoas. It's your primary hip flexor. It runs from these vertebrae down over your hip bones and connects into your femur down here. So it's helping to lift your leg up. What happens is it gets too tight and it starts to pull your spine forward. Now, when this happens, your quadratus laborum seizes up and it's trying to stabilize your hip and back. So the solution is not to immediately release the back pain. You don't want someone rubbing your back right away because you're just making more space for that psoas to tip you forward. Problem keeps happening. This is why it happens so often when you've been sitting or you've gone running. This both of those activities can tighten up your psoas, causing that arch. So really simple solution is this tool here. This is called a Solo. I custom designed it using my 17 years of experience in massage so that you could come in and real simply, you're just going to lay on it. It's going to slide inside these hip bones and it's going to get deep into those muscles for you. So it's going to release your psoas and your iliacus, which is another part of that muscle that lives right along the hip bone here. So you're just going to lay down onto this thing and it's going to give you all the relief. Now, what's going to happen is that's going to untip your hip bones, it's going to let you come back in. And now, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to make some space in this low back. What we're going to do for that is we're going to take the second part of the solo, which I call the knuckles, and you're going to lay onto it. And as you lay into your quadratus laborum down here, this is going to sink in and it's going to release both sides. Really important because when one or both sides of your psoas starts to go, you get a twist in your spine. But in the end, you need everything back to neutral. So being able to lay down on this and let your body gently sink in, or option two, you can sit in your favorite chair, just put it against your back, which is really nice because the chair you spend the most time in might be the one at work. You can use this tool at work all day to keep your back in good shape. You just sit against it. Um, so we're going to do that. We're going to release the psoas up in front with the primary piece here, right in, and then we're going to go lay on the low back, and that's going to take all the pressure off your spine. Well, all the pressure off what's causing your low back problem. To demonstrate this, we're going to go to Melissa. Melissa's going to show you how to lower yourself on and a couple of different adjustments you can use on it for the psoas and then for the QL. Melissa is showing us how to use the Solo to release the psoas and iliacus, slowly draping it to the inside of her hip bone and allowing her body to melt over the tool. You can adjust the amount of pressure by raising or lowering your neck, shoulders, and arms. Just change the isolation to the iliacus muscle. Bring the same side knee out to the side at 90 degrees, allowing it to isolate the iliacus, which lines the inside of the hip bone. Again, adjusting pressure by how your body is positioned. To bring pressure back to the psoas, straighten the leg. Now bending the knee, slowly windshield wiper in and out with the leg, separating the fibers of the psoas and the iliacus, allowing a greater range of motion in your hip. Bringing the knee back to neutral, and taking the opposite side leg out to 90 degrees as we did with the first side, will again deepen the pressure on the psoas, allowing for a more full release. If at any point you need more or less pressure, you can always add a towel over the top of the device or place a book underneath. And Melissa's going to show us how to use the knuckles, which is the insert of the Solo, and how to use it to release our low back. Targeting quadratus laborum. Take it one on either side of the vertebrae and lay down, allowing your body to drape over the tool. And just as the name implies, it feels like having a good friend push their knuckles into your back. And there's a couple of ways to modify the amount of pressure. You can bring your knees up to 90 degrees and roll your pelvis forward, putting a little more weight onto it. You can push your feet forwards and back, rocking your body up and down. You can twist your hips left and right. And you can just alternate through these until you need to move up to the next segment. And just like a little inchworm there, just roll yourself up and repeat these motions. This allows you to get exactly the pressure you want in exactly the spot on your back at any time. If you need more sensation, just bring your knees, one or both, into your chest and use this extra body weight to increase the pressure going onto the tool. And whenever you find that sweet spot, just hang out and enjoy until your body melts. I hope that that tutorial video series showed you how to take care of your low back pain, left you with the understanding that you got to go in and get those psoas muscles, got to get the iliacus, you got to go in, get the QL in the back, release those muscles, and then that's going to leave you feeling phenomenal. I also hope you understand how effective the Solo is for that. It's so effective that it comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee. So go ahead and buy one today. www.psolo.com. Get one of these in your hands so that you can get it under your back, into your hips, and get back to living life feeling amazing. Again, psolo.com. Order one today. This thing is great, not just for your low back. It's good for carpal tunnel, migraines, sciatica, hip issues, calf issues, plantar fasciitis. It'll go with you everywhere. This is so easy to travel with. They weigh almost nothing. You can bring them on backpacking trips, airplane rides, use them in the car, at work, at home, on a couch or floor. This is the massage therapist that you can have with you all the time, everywhere. It won't let you down. It won't get tired. It'll never say no. It'll go as long as you want it to. The Solo is the only tool you need. You can take it everywhere. Buy one today. www.psolo.com.